Sorry guys, you got me with my new Leica tie. Thanks to Abe from Filmlab App for sending this over. Let me put this on. I'm going to take like an hour to know how to do the knot, and we'll start the news. Hey guys, so we're ready. That took way longer. We've upgraded from Olympus to Leica, so I hope you guys appreciate it. Thanks Abe from the Filmlab App. So we're back at the news. It's September 24th, 2019. The show is sponsored by camerastore.com, and let's start. First of all, I want to give a quick little plug for something that I think is important. I've hired an editor, and you might be wondering why. I have a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week minimum. I have a full family, a house, and whatnot. So I've hired an editor to help me edit. I was on the podcast, the C41 1 Hour Photo podcast, and I mentioned that I had a bunch of videos. I hadn't realized how many videos I had unfinished. So I've found an editor locally that can help me out. And I'm going to be recording and editing my own news, but a lot of the videos of walking and going around and doing other stuff, reviews and stuff, he's going to be helping me out. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I have a Patreon page which has been all about helping me maintain this channel, also my studio and all these things. And now I'm going to plug my Patreon not only for that, but for the editor. So if you're like wondering, hey, we want more quality content out of Nico, not only the news, maybe reviews, opinion pieces, whatever you want, I will be needing that help from that editor. So if you were on the verge of helping or not helping, maybe that will help you out. I don't plan on making YouTube my full-time job. I plan on keeping my job. It's a family business. So this is more of a side hustle, and that editor really helps me out. So just letting you guys know, the Patreon page is here on the link and a link below, just in case you want to help out, make more content. No pressure, still things will be happening, but in a slower pace if I don't have, the extra support. Everyone that's on Patreon, thank you so much for supporting the channel for now. They kind of knew about it. I said it on the WhatsApp group and whatnot, but just want to let you know, the travel wide video I posted yesterday was thanks to that editor helping me out. So, first of all, the giveaway. Remember last week I announced I was doing a giveaway for, remembering Robert Frank. I got a bunch of comments, a lot of people, and I have the list here on my phone, which you probably won't see, but I don't have a camera over top. But I'm going to say start, and it's going to start doing the little raffle if it wants to work. Let's see, start. Let me see, I have that there. Get YouTube comments. Okay, so I have to first click get YouTube comments. Amount of comments 116. Filter duplicates. Start. So it's starting. It's just wondering what is what, which is there. I don't know if you guys can see it. And the winner is Jupiter Chan. Interested in the Robert Frank book, so please. So that's the person that wins the book. I said I would ship it anywhere in the world that I can ship it to. So that's the winner. And as I said last week, also Fred Herzog passed away same day as Robert Frank. This week there's a giveaway for his book, and that will be probably the end of the giveaways. So just leave a comment below if you want to be part of the giveaway for the Fred Herzog book. Modern Color is going to be the book. If not, the link is below. You can buy it on Amazon. It's a great book. I don't have it yet. I'm going to get mine I'm going to get mine as soon as I do the raffles. But yeah, just so you guys know, giveaway. Let's go now to the normal-ish news. Sorry for the long beginning. 120mm film has become a very common hashtag in the film community, with Instagram being probably the top place to share this, but some major stores and labs still mention 120mm. And Hamish, Gil, and M from Emulsive have gotten together to start a crusade to stop this. So 120mm film does not exist. 120 is the name of the format that Kodak decided to give medium format film. So 120, 220 is just a number. There's no millimeters, there's no dimension, it's just that. The size of the actual film is around 61mm. If you're shooting a Hasselblad, 56 by 56 is usually the size of the image. You can shoot 645, whatever. So they made this. I'm one of those that doesn't really mind people saying wrong names because honestly, I'd rather share just photography. I don't care if you call it 120 millimeter, 135 millimeter, or whatever, 4x5 or 5x4, or you say anything else. I just rather have film photography around. But some people get bugged about it, and it is wrong. So I just, gonna comment to you guys, 120 millimeter does not exist. It's 120. It loads on cameras like the Agfa Clack, and it comes in boxes like this. Portra 160, it's 120 film. Or back in the day, we had 220 film, which was twice the length and had twice the shots. So yeah, that's the little rant news from 120 millimeter. Next news, Skyscraper Camera. So Brendan Barry has been making cameras out of weird objects for a while. We've all seen some of his. I think he's got like fruit cameras and a mannequin camera and all kinds of weird concepts. In this video, that's actually a really nice video, he shares how he made a skyscraper camera. He gets like 160 square feet or meters, I don't know how big that is, and covers 160, I think it's 160 windows or 60 windows. I know, it's huge, one skyscraper floor, makes it into a huge darkroom, puts a lens on it, and projects onto paper, like the Ilford, I think it's RC Pearl, huge prints, and then makes contact prints or whatever. It's a really cool concept. It's basically a camera obscura in a skyscraper. If you've never seen how it works, it's really cool to see him holding like those diffusers and seeing the images of the architecture. And you can actually see the movements that cameras have in large format, because if you move, it corrects perspective or exaggerates perspective. It's really cool. So I highly suggest you go see it. Brendan Barry seems to be doing some cool stuff. And this, skyscraper camera is, one of a kind. Then we have the Filmlab App update, apart from the tie. Abe, thank you. Filmlab App has a 1.3 update that will give you contrast control like if you were printing in the darkroom. So from 0, contrast to contrast number 5. If you don't know about darkroom printing, 0.0 or 00, contrast is usually very low contrast, like prints that just have, sort of slightly gray, all grays, 50 shadows of gray. And then the 5 is like black and white. There's no middle. There's no gray in there. So if you want to change with your phone when you're scanning with the Filmlab app and you want to kind of give it a bit more boost like you would in the darkroom, I do it. Everyone does it in the darkroom. You can use the Filmlab app 1.3 update. Then we have another update from One Instant project or Super Sense, whatever you want to call it. They have not only made 1,977 packs, and every pack is a picture, so individual packs, but now they're into making the boxes, which are all made analog, so they're like cardboard and stamping and cutting and assembling and all this stuff. And they've written me, because I'm one of the backers, already to tell me what my address is for the shipment. So very excited, crossing my fingers, we're going to get it before the end of the year, and I'll be able to shoot my 6 one-shots, probably on a video. And yeah, it's good news. They're supposedly going faster and faster all the time. I'm guessing that as they start assembling the one-shots, they get, more used to being in the dark and doing the tape and all that stuff, because it's all handmade. There's no machines, as Fuji kind of dumped it all in the trash, and that was it. Then we have Photoklassik International. I announced last week that they had printed the last Kickstarter magazine backed. Okay, well, you know what I mean. The last magazine that was backed by Kickstarter. And it's not only on sale, which I left the link below, but it has a little bit of news. It has the first Kodak ad on a print magazine, photography-wise, in a very long time. So the back of the magazine, I got my magazine, I think, last Friday. The back of the magazine has a Kodak ad, which is huge news because we all know Kodak, has been slowly decreasing and now is starting to bring back emotions. So, being on a magazine is great. I hope that soon maybe they want to be on a YouTube channel, sponsoring the news that no one else does. But if they don't, it's fine. I still give the news. I don't hold information. And yeah, basically that. It's cool news to hear about Kodak being back on print. And you can get your Photoklassik International on the link below. I am one of the writers with them. I do a little news show, which is kind of hard because you got to do it a couple months ahead. So you've got to give a general term news. But yeah, very cool. And we'll see what happens. Then the last thing is a little documentary about film photography. And I've seen this happen. I don't know if I mentioned it in the news or not. Now I'm confused. There's 110 news. It's called the One Shot Inchindown. Inchindown? I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. This is a documentary about two people that went into like a oil tanker something, some like tunnel, and they went in with an Intrepid camera, Intrepid enlarger, and some like floaty pools for kids, like those summer pools that you put in your backyard or whatever. And they shot inside that tanker on 4x5, and then they enlarged it inside the tanker on, paper. So it's really cool. It's a documentary. They're trying to get more awareness. So if you want to go support it or share it, or if you're in the industry of documentaries, maybe you can send it to someone or retweet, whatever it is. They asked me to help. I'm happy to help on something like this. It's a film project, documentary, and it's very cool. I was watching some of it. I have a little trailer that they sent me. I'm going to see if I can put a trailer on the link below, because some of the stuff they sent me was personal. So I'm going to see if there's like a public trailer that you guys can watch. But it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of geeking out and tunnel and, adversity of being in a tunnel and not having light and not having running water, not having all these things. So all those that we love film, and it's a pretty cool project, I have to say, and actually has to do with a little bit of project I'm kind of doing very soon. So yeah, those are the news this week. As always, you have my Patreon here, which, as I said, I hired an editor. So if you want to help me out, help my editor and help the channel, you can. And if not, you can send an email. If there's any information I missed or you think is important, you can send an email to the email below. And thanks for watching, and see you next week, guys.
In future, it's at this point you may want to switch hands, but then you won't have the benefit of the tip I gave earlier. To finish, you're going to take the fat end of the tie and put it behind the across step. It's kind of hard to explain where that is, which is why I told you to put your finger there. So take the fat end and make it go right where your finger is. Again, I'm using one hand here, but at this point,